This is Paul. I was looking at the imputed negligence. Yes. That negligence for which a person is responsible because the negligent act was committed by somebody acting in his behalf and under his direction. Yes. And then there's what's known as improper conduct, behavior that a sensible, prudent person would not indulge in, conduct that is immoral. Now, I know there are a lot of police officers and sheriffs that would say, well, I don't have any negligence. But let's say you did know that there was a tacit understanding that you wouldn't enforce the laws of the United States because you were inbreeding the population. Pooch. Now, the immoral conduct of breeding those that are American citizens, cloning them, fish cloning, or whatever types of clones that you might have been making, causing them to have offspring that are actually inbreds of the same genetics, you would actually be negligent for following the direction or acting on the behalf of the imputed negligence of allowing for any experimentation involving the genetics of the American population. Now, the improper conduct, the immoral conduct of those in law enforcement that said we just don't talk about certain things. In the United States, it is such that we do talk about certain things. We talk about the laws of the nation. Now, I had once mentioned that if you cloned me or you cloned my family, you are 100% FUCKED. Because I need to know, well, where's the females of myself or my sons? Now, when you really start talking about science, any sheriff, undersheriff, police chief, or police officer that said, well, we're not going to enforce Paul Budnek's rights. We're going to keep this under our belts, aren't we? We're going to put it under the hat. We have just too much experimentation involving the genetics of the American population to allow for the enforcement of the laws of the nation. Now, as I go through the genetics of all the twins that I have seen, and I've seen some very attractive female twins that would want to have the genetics of someone outside of their family, I might volunteer my genetics, and they might volunteer to receive the genetics. Receive the genetics. Now, as an American, we do talk about things, okay? You violated my constitutional rights for 6 years. You cloned myself and my sons. Then you decided that you were going to inbreed my family so as to destroy a nation. Now, as much as I didn't want to mention the laws of the United States, any sort of incest is against the law, and I know that you've probably been having sex with your sister because you're a sheriff or a police officer, and you're in the top secret fish family of those that don't enforce the law. Even fish in the top secret fish family cannot have sex with their own fish relatives, okay? Now, I know the law doesn't specify, well, do you have to be an actual human being? Because as I was reading it yesterday, any technology that would interfere or obstruct the instincts and the desires of being a human being, I would have to sue every police officer and every sheriff in every county and city of the United States that has any tacit understanding of what we do and don't do. Now, I'm going to want the laws of the United States enforced. Then I'm going to want to know every inbred of all of those that are oaths, badges, and attorneys. And then we're going to have a little talk about some major multi-billion-dollar lawsuits involving the unlawful use of genetics. Now, it's been mentioned that I'm really the father of what could be thousands of biological little boys and girls, and I'm going to want to talk to them. Do you understand? Because I don't want them growing up deciding they're going to have little babies themselves because of how attracted they are to each other. I'm going to want those rights today.